So today was a very, very big day because in a lot of ways, it was the very first day ever of the LTA North. This is the new League of the Americas. The LCS is dead, the LCS is gone, and we now have the LTA North and the LTA South, which obviously has been announced and it's been getting prepared and getting underway and all that stuff. But now it's officially kicked off with a fun and exciting show match, which I haven't gotten to check out just yet because I was, busy watching the LEC and getting other work done and doing other stuff today. But I heard the show match was a lot of fun. I heard it was really cool. But then, of course, we also had the LTA North draw show after that show match today, which they needed because the first split of the LTA North is a best of three double elimination bracket of Fearless Draft. So we needed to find the matchups. We need to find out where the teams were going to place and all that stuff. In this video today, we're going to be going over the results for that and also showing you guys the schedule and getting you guys ready for everything that is to come. Again, here, it's kind of a couple different screenshots I have put together of the bracket, but you can see we have 4 matchups blurred out. The winners are going to advance, the losers are going to go down to the lower bracket, and obviously in the lower bracket, you're going to have a chance to work your way up and all that stuff. And then eventually, I believe the winner of this is going to take on the winner of the LTA South and their version of this, and then the winner of that is actually going to go to that first international event, like First Strike or whatever it's called. So that should be pretty interesting as well. But what we do have is 4 matches that are going to be kicking off the LTA North, first ever season, first ever split, all that good stuff. So what are these matchups? The first one we have up here in the top left is going to be TL against Dignitas. So obviously TL is seen as one of the strongest teams coming into the LTA North. Once again this year, they had no roster changes from last year. They were pretty much the strongest team throughout the entire year, except obviously at the very end of the summer playoffs where FlyQuest actually did win out. But hey, also, FlyQuest didn't win on and was kind of the strongest team at Worlds as well, but still, for like 90-95% of the year, Team Liquid was the strongest team. Some people thought at the end of the year, maybe it was just a bad meta read, something like that for them. We'll have to see how they adjust to Season 15, obviously. And then Dignitas coming in as one of the weakest teams in the league. I don't think people have too many high expectations for them. Also, this team does have some interesting players, but I do think Lyra is going to be starting for them in this match. So it's going to be Surdy, Lyra, Keen, Tomo, and Isles. I don't know. I think it seems fine. Middle of the pack, lower middle of the pack, whatever. TL should hopefully be able to handily take care of them, but again, with Fearless Draft being this extra wrench that's being thrown in, who knows what the heck is going to happen. The next matchup we do have here is going to be Hun Thieves against Disguised. We have 2 teams that had very, very interesting off seasons. Obviously, Disguised making their way into the LCS or the LTA North, or whatever you want to call it. And then we have Hun Thieves, who is maybe on their way out, is like this provisional guest slot team, this really, really weird thing. So we have like the guest slot team and the provisional guest slot team, 2 teams that are, kind of going in different directions at this point. And Disguised, very, very big year for them this year, where they're going to be fighting to keep their LCS dreams and their LCS slot and their LCS hopes alive. So it's going to be very, very interesting for them. But I do think, obviously, in this matchup, Hun Thieves will most likely be favored. I don't think the Disguise lineup is overall that strong, but Disguise does have some formidable players like Abadage, Huhi, guys who will hopefully be able to get some things done. And then also a very, very promising young AD carry in Scary Jerry, who's going to be making his debut. Can't wait to see how he does as well. Over on the right side of the bracket, we do have FlyQuest and Shopify Rebellion. Obviously, Shopify Rebellion just made a very, very big splash recently, picking up Ludwig and Moist Critical Charlie as new co-owners of their organization. So it'll be really cool to see how they're going to do in terms of branding and content and build up and hype and maybe even potentially co-stream and stuff like that. Should be really, really, really cool. And Shopify Rebellion actually had a decent offseason, This team is now Fudge, Contracts, Palafox, B-Boy, and Seos, who, I don't know, I think he was maybe having some visa issues as well, so I believe Zazel's actually going to be starting for Shopify Rebellion probably in this first series, which might be better, might be worse, I don't know, we're going to have to wait and see, but Shopify Rebellion is actually a pretty solid team. I think they will be, kind of middle to middle upper of the pack in the LTA North, but unfortunately they're taking on FlyQuest, who again, like I said, was the Summer Split champions. They went on to Worlds, ended up being the strongest team, ended up making it to the quarterfinal of Worlds. FlyQuest bringing back their entire roster. They're going to be very, very, very tough. They're kind of the favorites coming into the LTA North for sure this season, especially right off the bat. And I think they're also a team that's going to do very, very well in these Fearless Drafts since they have a lot of players with deep champion pools. So Shopify Rebellion, they've been making some big splashes, have some cool stuff going on, but probably going to be a pretty tough matchup right out the gate for FlyQuest for them. And then finally, we have our last matchup here, which is going to be Lion Gaming against Cloud9. So that there, again, Cloud9, I think a lot of people think they lost the offseason in a big way. Obviously, moving on from Jojo, Puna, and Berserker, it was always going to be tough. They have Loki and Sven coming in, having to kind of make things right there and see how that's able to work out. And then Lion Gaming, I know a lot of NA fans won't know much about, but they're going to be learning a lot about that organization, that team, and these players as the year goes on. But obviously they do have a name in Licorice that people are going to be pretty familiar with, and Saint, who is expected and hoping to be a beast in the mid lane for them. But yeah, you can kind of see how the bracket is shaping out as well. You see FlyQuest and TL on opposite sides here, so that's at least good. It'll be interesting to see what teams are able to be successful in Fearless Draft right off the bat, what teams maybe going to make a lower bracket run, and of course what team ends up representing the LTA North against the LTA South, and then hopefully in that first international tournament for this year as well. So that should be very, very interesting. Here is the entire schedule and when the LCS is going to be starting off and everything like that. Obviously, we saw the LEC starting off today. So it does suck a little bit for LCS fans. We do have to wait another week for this thing to get kicked off. But we do have Saturday, January 25th, where it's going to be FlyQuest against Shopify Rebellion, kicking things off and starting the season. And then Lion against C9 later on that day, with then Hun Thieves in Disguise, the kickoff game on Sunday, with TL and Dignitas rounding out the day and rounding out the week there. And like I said, that'll eventually lead into this bracket where we have the winners bracket, the losers bracket, double elimination, all of that good stuff. Should be very fun. Should be very exciting. I'm hyped up for the LCS season. Can't wait. And yeah, we're just a week away now. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you next one. Until then, peace.